Hey, mamas, it's your girl, Carrie, and welcome back to Mom Life, Career Life. My kids started school last week, and side note, it was a tough first day for me because I officially have a senior, and it was Ashley's last birthday. I cried so much, but she was so great about it. She was still patient with me with all the different pictures I wanted, and she even let me post a few, which my kids asked me a few years ago not to post their pictures anymore on social media, and I honor their requests, even though I miss sharing the moments with the world and seeing them pop up on my memories. And as sad as I was to see summer come to an end and have her last birthday actually happen, I didn't realize how bad I was craving structure. And if I'm being honest, how much I was craving alone time. I'm really blessed to work from home full time, and having them at home and in and out of the house and having to Uber them around 20 times a day all summer was kind of exhausting. And while I do have a lot more alone time now, which I am loving, the things on my to do list seem to have tripled. And I know you're feeling me too. If your to do list feels longer than that Starbucks drive through line on a Monday morning, then today's episode is absolutely for you because we're talking about outsourcing. The things you can take off your plate so that you can finally breathe a little because you don't have to do it all and you don't get extra mom points for burning yourself out. And the idea of outsourcing came up on a recent discovery call I had with a mom. She shared how unpredictable her week is, how little support she had nearby, and how it felt like no matter how hard she was trying, she could just never catch up. And maybe you've been there too, that feeling that the harder you push, the more impassable it seems to get. And that's exactly where my one-on-one coaching comes in because it's not about working harder. It's about working smarter and more efficiently. And together we look at your whole life, your schedule, your habits, your priorities. And I teach you how to create that margin, how to set those boundaries, and how to find time for the things that really matter most to you and that give you that breathing room again. You don't have to do this alone. So book a free discovery call with me today. The link is in the show notes. And now let's jump in to today's episode. Are you feeling overwhelmed trying to juggle all the many hats you wear as a working mom? Do you want more quality time with your family without distraction of work and time alone to take care of yourself and your needs? Welcome to Mom Wife Career Life. I'm Carrie, a wife, mom of 3, and a recovering perfectionist. In this podcast, I will teach you how to create balance in your life by implementing healthy habits, organizing your home and your schedule, being intentional with your time and in your relationships, and most importantly, how to start putting your needs first because no one can pour from an empty cup. Grab that second cup of coffee, or if you're anything like me, your third. It's time to dive into today's episode of Mom Wife Career Life. Today we're talking about something that working moms really need to hear. So listen to me now. You do not have to do it all. And I'll say it again for the women in the back who are juggling a laptop, a toddler, and dinner prep. You do not have to do it all. In fact, the more you try, the more exhausted and resentful you're going to become. And that's not what we're here for. So today I'm giving you 12 things you can start outsourcing, big or small, that will really help you buy back your time, your energy, and most importantly, your sanity. And we're starting with number 1, grocery shopping and delivery. Let's talk about your weekly grocery haul. You know, the one where you drag the kids through the aisles, they beg for every snack in sight, and somehow you walk out with $200 worth of groceries, probably closer to $400 these days, and you still don't know what you're cooking for dinner. You don't have to do that anymore. Grocery delivery and curbside pickup exist for a reason, to save your time and to save your sanity. So services like Instacart, Walmart, Amazon Fresh, or I use our local grocery store pickup, they can literally save you hours back in your week. You just click, order, and someone else is wandering the aisles, picking up your stuff. And this not only saves you time, but it literally ends up paying for itself and possibly even save you more money in the long run because you're not doing that impulse buying. You're sticking to a list of the things you actually need. And if you grab my free meal planning guide, it's a freebie in the show notes, it will totally help you out with this one. And honestly, your local grocery store might actually offer coupons if you shop online. We shop at ShopRite, and last week they had a $20 off code. If you ordered online, the shopping fee is $5. So I really saved $15, which was pretty amazing. And all I had to do was drive up to the grocery store. And I'm actually lying because Rip went and picked it up. So I didn't have to do anything. It was wonderful. And outsourcing doesn't have to mean all or nothing. Maybe order your pantry staples online and still go to the supermarket for fresh produce because I know sometimes that can get tricky when you order online. We haven't stepped foot in Costco's in months, and that's a place where I always end up buying things that I really don't need So we order a big Costco order online and it literally gets delivered to my door. It's wonderful. But it's about designing a system that saves you time, energy, and most importantly, some mental space. Number two, meal prep. I'm not saying you need a private chef, although when Russ is home, sometimes I feel like I do. Again, I am blessed in this area. At least half of the week when he's home, I'll take what I can get. But services like meal kit deliveries, there's HelloFresh, Home Chef, or even if you buy pre-chopped vegetables so that way you don't have to cut them yourself. I mentioned on a recent episode that we're all about getting those roasted chickens and just pulling it apart. It's at least one of our meals a week. And it's one that I'm responsible for because you already know this. I hate to cook. I've also recently heard that there's services that will do meal prepping for you. They will create the meal plan for you, shop it. They'll come to your house and prep your meals for the week and just put it in your fridge. That sounds absolutely amazing to me. I'm sure it costs a bit of money, but again, a once in a while thing on a busy week where you would end up spending a ton on takeout anyway, it could totally be worth it, even if you're just doing it for you and your partner, especially if you have little ones that are still eating baby foods or simple meals that don't take a lot of time or effort to make. This might be an area that you want to spoil yourself in. Number three, house cleaning. You knew this one was on the list. I have a hard time with this one because I've only ever had one house cleaner that did a better job than I do cleaning my own house. My mom cleaned houses when I was growing up, and she taught me how to clean. Then my first job out of college was in commercial property management, and I was trained how to do cleaning inspections and what to look for. I worked for one of the top financial firms in the world. And when I tell you the expectation was that you should be able to do the white glove test anywhere in their space. And by white glove, I mean wear a white glove, rub your finger on every surface, and that glove would remain clean. We literally didn't have to wear white gloves, but if there was dust, that was an issue. So yes, when I clean, I get into every nook and cranny and I know the house is clean. I learned to loosen up a bit over the years, but I've found that a lot of cleaning services, they start out really great, but then over time, they're just missing little things. And when it comes to my kitchen and my bathroom, I just need to know that they're really clean, at least every other week. I took it up to a possible part of one of my little OCD things I have going on. And I used to feel really bad about pointing things out that I wasn't happy with cleaners. But now I'm all about telling them what I'm particular about. And it really goes a long way. I know so many people that have house cleaners that they're not happy with. And I'm like, did you ever tell them what you weren't happy with? And they're like, no, I feel bad. You're paying them for a service and they want to do a good job. So if you're not happy with something, point it out. And you don't always have to have a house cleaner. I gave it up for a couple of months to save a bit of money and I had a little extra time on the weekend. So I was doing it myself. But then life got crazy busy again. I threw my hands up and then hired someone again. And so far, so good. It literally saves me hours a week. So it's totally worth it. And if this isn't something you can afford every other week, maybe try once a month or have someone that can come in as needed. Just keep in mind that they typically charge more if you don't do it on a consistent basis. So you might actually be paying more to have them in once a month than if you had them in every other week. Number four, pain point for most moms, laundry. And let's be honest, laundry is the chore that never ends. And again, I am very blessed in this area. My mom lives with us, and for some reason, she loves doing laundry. So I get a lot of support in this area, but laundry is just frustrating. You finish folding one load, turn around, and somehow there are three more piles staring at you like they multiplied while you weren't looking. And I swear my kids treat the hamper like a suggestion box. Wore it for 5 minutes, toss it in. I'm constantly pulling clothes out that are clean, especially jeans, and just putting them back in their drawer, and they don't even know the difference. And I keep telling myself that they will finally learn this lesson when they're in college and they have to do their own laundry and they have plans to go out one night and nothing to wear and they have to go digging in their dirty laundry pile for those jeans they wore only once. And it's not like when I was in college when those jeans you were pulling out of the laundry smelled like an ashtray because you could still smoke at the bars back then. So your clothes just stunk after a night out. Totally dating myself here. But my point is, you do not have to spend your precious Saturdays buried in socks and sports uniforms. Outsource this. I'm sure your local laundromats offer a wash and fold service. Maybe you do your underwear at home because you may not want a stranger touching your undergarments, but everything else, outsource this. You literally hand them over a bag and you pick it up later, clean, folded, and ready to go. Or they can even deliver it to your door, which is even better. We also have a bunch of private services now that just popped up around town that pick up your laundry and drop them off. So look in your area to see if that's something you might have. But even outsourcing once a month can feel like such a gift to yourself. And if you know you have a busy week coming up and you're already stressing about how you're possibly going to get everything done, treat yourself. Imagine walking into a closet where everything is fresh, folded, and ready, and you didn't even have to touch it. That is buying back your time and your peace of mind. Number five, childcare swaps or babysitters. Not every solution costs money. Maybe you and another mom can swap afternoons where you say, I'll watch your kids this day if you can watch mine the next day. Or you can hire someone to babysit too, a local sitter for a couple of hours so you can run errands solo or just maybe get things done around the house. A mother's helper is great for this too. Ashley actually does it for a local family during the school year. Sometimes she helps the kids with the homework, or sometimes she actually does the dishes and puts away laundry while the mom gets to spend quality time with her kids. That's pretty awesome if you ask me. I wish I would have thought of that when my kids were younger, but if you could find another mom that needs help, you could just swap kids one day a week. But this is also great for a date night too. Save yourself the babysitting costs and you could spend that on you and your partner out on a great night. Number 6, errands and task services. Errands can be a real pain in the butt. One Target run, a trip to the dry cleaner, dropping off Amazon packages, standing in line at the post office, and suddenly a trip that you thought would take you a half hour took you an hour and a half. But not every errand has to be done by you. Services like TaskRabbit or Postable, or even good old-fashioned gig workers in your area can handle those random tasks that really eat away at your week. Many stores offer curbside pickups and returns now. So you just pull up, someone comes to your car, you hand them the bag and you drive off, or you pull up, they hand you a bag and you drive off too. Or better yet, some shipping companies, they actually pick up from your house. And let's not forget neighborhood teens or college students looking for some side jobs. They love driving around. They'd be happy to do a couple of errands for a couple of bucks. Will you spend that same time doing something that lights you up instead of draining you? I used to get extra cash from one of my neighbors growing up. She would actually pay me to walk to the store on the corner to buy her cigarettes. The store was literally on my corner. I grew up in Queens, so the blocks were pretty long. And it was probably only 8 or 9, but she would write what she wanted on a note and I would hand it to AJ, the guy who owned the candy store, and he would hand me back a pack of Virginia Slims and he'd let me grab a couple of Swedish fish out of the box. Back then, 1, they let kids buy cigarettes, and 2, they literally had open boxes of candy that you would use your hand to grab your candy out of, not the scoops at the candy stores that they have now. Makes me actually cringe thinking about the gross hands that probably touched all that candy, but I ate it and I lived to talk about it. So I guess it was okay. Total tangent, but my point is there are always people looking to make money, and your local moms group is a great place to ask for that help. Number 7, budgeting and financial support. You might be listening to this list and thinking, you can't afford any of this because your finances are such a mess. Outsourcing isn't just about cleaning, groceries, and errands. Sometimes it's about getting help in areas that feel really heavy, especially like your finances. Because let's be honest, if money stress is constantly in the back of your mind, it doesn't matter how clean your house is. You're still carrying that tremendous weight. And here's the thing, you don't have to figure out budgeting all on your own. Hiring a financial coach like my friends, the Budget Besties, can be an absolute game changer. They literally walk you through step by step, setting up your budget, organizing your money, and creating a plan that actually works for your family. And this is one investment that ends up paying for itself. I do not recommend things to you lightly, but I believe in this so much because I've lived it. Russ and I followed Dave Ramsey's system to get out of $140,000 in student loan debt combined. Yep, you heard that right, $140,000. And this was 23 years ago. I don't even know what that equates to these days. And it wasn't easy, but it was one of the best things we ever did for our family's future that set us up for financial peace right now. And that's why I trust the Budget Besties so much. They are trained by Dave Ramsey himself, and they have this gift of taking something so overwhelming and making it simple, making it clear and doable. And full disclosure, I am an affiliate of theirs. But here's the promise I always make. I only partner with the people I know, that I trust, and that I truly value what they offer. And these women, they're the real deal. They also have a free Facebook community where they offer free financial support. Highly recommend it. Just send me a DM and I will send you the link. But if you're interested in their coaching program, I'll also make sure to link their program in the show notes. Number 8, seasonal yard work or home maintenance. There's no reason why you should be mowing the lawn on a Saturday when you can be at the pool or in the park with your kids. Whether it's shoveling snow, leaf blowing, basic repairs, this is an area that I totally outsource. Power washing is also another one. We have to power wash our patio and all of our fencing late spring because it gets that disgusting green film on it. Luckily, my mom loves to power wash. It's just her thing. And it's totally something the kids can do if they're old enough, but it's also absolutely something you can hire out. That's what your neighborhood teens, a handyman, or even your landscaper companies are great for. Someone would say that's what husbands are for, but Russ has terrible seasonal allergies. So anything outside besides grilling can land him in bed for the rest of the day, even the whole weekend. So it's just not worth it for us. We have a landscaper that comes, they cut the lawn every week, and they deal with the leaves in the fall. And everything beyond that, me and my mom do because I love being outside. Number 9, pet care and dog walkers. Here's what a lot of moms forget: outsourcing pet care. If you got a dog, you know mornings can feel a little more chaotic than normal. You're trying to get yourself ready, the kids ready, finding that missing shoe, and then your pup is sitting there like, hey, mom, what about me? This is where a dog walker can be total sanity saver. Having someone swing by in the morning and take your dog out means you're not adding a 30-minute walk to an already packed routine. And your dog gets some exercise, you avoid any accidents in the house, and you get that peace of mind knowing that your fur baby is cared for. It doesn't even have to be a daily thing. Maybe it's just a few mornings a week or on your busiest days. There's apps that make this easier, and sometimes even a responsible teen in your neighborhood can help. That's probably the cheapest way to go. And you can do this on your busy evenings too. Maybe your partner works late and your kids have a lot of activities that you need to drive them around for. And honestly, if you're really busy and you have a backyard, there's nothing wrong with just putting your pup in the backyard too. Number 10, home organization help. Let's talk about closets, the toy bins, pantry that's basically a black hole for snacks. Here's the truth: clutter equals chaos. And when your home feels like it's out of control, your brain feels like it's out of control, or at least mine does. But you don't have to Maria Kondo your house by yourself. I actually really enjoy cleaning and organizing. I know I'm a weirdo, but I just don't have the time to do it the way I want to do it. And I'm sure a lot of you are in the same boat. So hiring a professional organizer, even if it's just for a single space, can make such a big difference. Picture this: the playroom set up with labeled bins your kids can actually maintain, a pantry where you can open it up and actually see what's in there instead of buying another bag of flour because the other two were hiding behind the cereal boxes, or a mudroom where backpacks, shoes, and sports gear actually have a home instead of exploding all over your floor. I wish I had a mudroom. I actually dream about it daily. Our sports gear ends up thrown by my front door. I'm trying to get the kids to at least put it behind the living room couch so it's out of sight, or at least out of my sight. But you don't have to outsource your full house. Start small. Maybe it's hiring someone to help reset your pantry, or even using an online service where an organizer coaches you virtually and helps you create systems that you can actually keep up with. Because here's the deal: when your home is organized, your mornings are going to run smoother, your evenings are going to feel calmer, and your brain has one less mental tab open. Number 11, car maintenance pickups. Hopefully you don't have a lot of car maintenance to do, a couple of oil changes, maybe change a tire. But some local mechanics and dealerships offer pickups and drop-off service. Imagine this: sipping your coffee at home while your oil gets changed instead of sitting in that freezing waiting room. And I'm going to be totally honest with this one: never have I ever brought my car to get an oil change. I haven't used a pickup service either. Ruffs is in charge of the car maintenance. I'm in charge of the kid maintenance. But if I had to do it, I would much rather have a pickup service do it. And last but not least, number 12, special projects. Party planning, holiday cards, PT fundraisers. These are all things that you can delegate. You can hire a local organizer. You can use Canva templates. Or if you're running a PT fundraiser, look for moms that actually like to put together the sign-up genius. Seriously, I mean this. If you've signed up to volunteer for something like run a bake sale or run a field day, you don't have to run every part of it. There are moms that would totally volunteer to do something for a school event from the comfort of their own home or their own office because they don't have the flexibility to be able to do stuff at school. Not every mom can make it to events to volunteer, and they feel guilty about it. And maybe making a sign-up sheet would totally be their thing. So before you go and spend an hour doing it yourself, throw it out there to the PT's Facebook group or social media page if you have one, and see if someone else can do it. Or if you're throwing a party, you don't have to do every aspect by yourself. And this is another place where getting a mother's helper works great. My girl advertised this as part of their sister sitters packages, having kids come to watch the kids while you're throwing a party so that the adults can relax and you have someone entertaining the kids and making sure that they don't bang heads in the jumping house. Well, I hope you like this list. And every time you outsource something, even a tiny thing, you're not just buying back time, you're buying back your peace, your energy, and really being present with your kids, your partner, and most importantly, yourself. And remember, outsourcing is saying, my time matters, my energy matters, and I deserve to live a life that feels good, not one that feels like survival. All right, mama, that's it for today. If this episode gave you permission to let go of something on your plate, share it with another mom who needs that same permission. And if there's something that we can outsource that wasn't on my list, I want to hear it. Come on over to our Facebook community, Work-Life Balance for Working Moms, and tell me all about it. Sending you so much love and light until next time on Mom Life, Career Life with Carrie Pat. Before you go, if you found this podcast helpful, I would be so grateful if you would take a minute, go on over to iTunes and leave me a review. If you have other stressed out mamas in your life that you feel this podcast could help, take a screenshot of this episode, post it on your Instagram stories and tag me, and let them know that they are not alone and they can create balance in their life too. If there's a topic you'd like me to cover or you just want to connect, DM me on Instagram at mom.wife.career.life or come on over and hang out in our free Facebook community, Work-Life Balance for Working Moms. Sending you so much love and light until next time on Mom Life Career Life with Carrie Pat.